Hey friends, I had a expected visitor that I last night that interrupted my video. I don't know why. For some reason thought maybe Nick wasn't stopping by, but anyway, I wanted to finish the video, but then when he went to leave, there was a FedEx package in my door. So, and then another one came today, so I want to acknowledge those. And before I do those, I want to talk a little bit about my meeting with Nick last night. So yeah, folks are interested in Dreama, a long player. Well, we're still kind of at a crossroads here because of two things. Nick being very involved in the post-production of his latest film, so he doesn't have the time to pursue getting the record pressed. I can only do so much because I'm working full-time, and the local label that was originally going to help us release it, it's an issue of money, which is the label goes in with the band and we don't have the money. Now, last night we talked about there's a website where you can solicit funds. I forget the name of it. Apparently it's fairly popular. So we're talking about maybe going that route. We do have one feeler out with one other record label we haven't heard back from yet. Well, actually two that we're waiting to hear back from. And so I just want to let you know that we're talking about trying to figure out a way to get the In Dreama album pressed. It's recorded and ready to go. And so hopefully I'll have some news for you about a release. But to get back to the records, when Nick left last night, there was a FedEx package in my door. And what it turns out it's from Mr666skulls, Frank, up in Canada. We had done a record exchange, and because of the mail problems they've been having, it took a while for he apparently just broke down and FedExed them to me. Thank you so much, Frank. I sent him, we sent each other the equal amount of records, and he's so busy with apparently opening a record store that he has no time to even listen or to post. I hope you get a chance, Frank, to post and do other things and enjoy life. I hope the record store is going well. But he sent me some French progressive rock music, which I have some of in my collection, but he sent me some records that I didn't have and wanted to hear, and I'm really glad for it. I want to tie this in with the records I got from Jonas from Sweden, which is, you folks are really educating me about the real meaning of prog in other countries, because I'm coming to understand more than I ever understood that in many countries prog is considered an outgrowth of folk music. And so I always wondered about some of the prog albums I'd buy where there'd be these prog type of tunes and then there'd be this folk stuff, and I'd be kind of wondering what's going on here. So I understand better, and the same is true for Canadian prog. He sent me some great records, and I'll just go through them. I did listen a little bit to each one last night. I've been wanting some harmonium on vinyl forever, and thank you, Frank, for making that dream come true. So he sent me this harmonium album. I believe this is just called Harmonium, and is released in 1974 on the Celebration label. And this is very much kind of, it sounds like happy folk music for the most part, but I know that once I get into this album, there are some songs. That's what I also noticed about prog, from prog folk, is I may hear a band and on the overall it might be too folky for me or a little too, I don't know, but there will be a song or a couple songs that are killer. And that's what is true about Harmonium. Okay, so he sent me that. I got the plan, so things are a little mixed up here. Let me just keep going here. And I didn't even get to show you all the records I got last night. Okay, here we go. Again, Frank, thank you so much. And he also sent me this harmonium album, which I've been wanting, and specifically for one of the tracks and for the cover. I love this cover. Harmonium from Canada. Now, I had gotten them mixed up and for some reason thought that Peter Michael Hamill was in this band. He's not on either of these albums that I can see, so I'm not sure how I got mixed up about that. I love this cover. I love it a lot, and the inside too. And this one, I have this one digitally, and so there's a long track on here that I like, and wanted to get it for this. This album is called Les 5 Saisons, the 5 seasons. Les 5 saisons, 5 seasons, 4 seasons. 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 5. 4 seasons. Histoire sans paroles. Is that history without words? But that's the track that I knew and liked already. So once again, Mr666skulls, Frank, thank you so much for doing the exchange, and very happy to add this to my collection. He also sent me the band Kano, and this one is called Tout dans le même bateau. Tout dans le même bateau. And I already had an album by this band called Eclipse. But this one, on the inside, it explains that the band is the outgrowth of a communal situation in Canada, which I did not know. Very interesting. It's a large band, 11 people in the band. I really like this. I like the music. I like the sentiment. You know, I caught the feeling of the first song, and so I just slowed down and read the English translation of the words, and I love it. It's, won't you come see us? Come and sit at our table. There's plenty to eat for all. Come on and tell a story about good old times. You know, just, you know, a welcoming feeling, and wonderful first track to the album. Thank you so much, Frank. So like I said, I already have their album Eclipse. I believe that's the name of their album, Eclipse. So now I have another Kano album. The next two bands I had never heard, so this was a real treat to receive these and to hear this music. Beau Dommage. And this is a very good example, from listening to it, of the folk element, where it's people music. You can hear that it's got this kind of communal feeling, and like there's almost a purpose to the music, to bring people together. I only got to sample a couple songs on here. I have a feeling there's going to be at least one really good song on this album that I'm going to really like. So I sincerely hope that I have the time soon to really sit down and discover what this record is about. Beau Dommage from Canada. Once again. And I'm saving, for me, of the group, the best for last. I think this is everything that he's... Well, I got more, so if I miss one, I'll get to it. This one was a pleasant surprise. Loup-Garou. And I've seen Frank talk about this band. This is really good. Matter of fact, this is so good I went ahead and let the whole first side play. This is the perfect example of the kind of French folk prog that I like, which is, you hear the prog elements, but I mean the folk elements, but the prog is real strong. Very interesting musical arrangements, different moods going on, lengthy pieces that go through changes. Really like this one, Frank, a lot. Loup-Garou. I'll probably look for some more of their records. As you know, I'm always interested in labels. This is on the London label, which is, you know, everywhere, all over the world. But I had forgotten about this particular version of the London label with the sun. I thought that was kind of nice. So, Mr666skulls, you are a gentleman and a scholar, and thank you so much for doing the record exchange with me. Once again, I hope you do get a chance to rest, listen to any of your records that you've gotten recently. So then, that was yesterday. Today, Katonwdepena, his real first name is James, so I'm just going to go James. I really hope you don't mind, James. He told me he was sending me something else, and James, you're blowing my mind. I haven't played this yet, but just looking at it is, wow, man. And before I show it, I'll just put this out to the universe. This is what I want. I want a record to come out with this kind of package this kind of loving care put into it. I honestly believe that in Dreama, for example, and some of the things I've done deserve it. I scratch my head and I wonder, how do these people get people to spend this money on them? How do I do it, people? He sent me this record, which apparently is a posthumous release by the band Six, called Sister Devil. Look at this. My God, look at that. Textured paper. Look at that. Look at the care. This is super thick. Look at that, like a book cover. Look at the care. And that was the other thing I was wondering. James, are you involved in the production of this stuff somehow, or the packaging, or do you know these people? I'm curious about the connection. I'm not going to say I'm not worthy. I'm worthy, but it's like, you blow my mind. You send me this wonderful, dope records. This is so much what I want for in Dreama. I would love to have a deluxe package done of our music like this. How do I achieve it? What do I have to do? This is amazing. I haven't even played it yet. Just the package. It's a double vinyl. It was hard to get the records inside the cover because it's brand new. But it's just all the way through. It's amazing. Blood red vinyl, double album. Along with the album, there's an insert. There's a poster. Just incredible, James. I so appreciate this, man. Full-size poster of the cover, Six, Sister Devil. You know, it's interesting to me that this whole devil dark stuff isn't played out yet. You know, I'm kind of surprised that people aren't kind of tired of it and done with it, you know. But just a quick aside. Besides that, there's a sticker, a patch. Amazing. Look at this. And then there's a text, Ugly Self by Goat. And it explains on the inside about this whole project and how this record is finally these demos or these early recordings have been pressed. So, James, thank you so much. You have, and for everyone else, he has asked for something in particular in return, and I'm hoping and thinking eventually I'll be able to find a decent copy of my album Digital Sex, but it is hard to come by. I personally haven't seen one in stores for a while, but I'm looking for a decent copy for you. I'll be honest, I have two copies. One, which is the one that I originally got when it was pressed, which of course I'm going to keep. And then the other one that I have was the one that I inherited when my good friend Paul died from cancer in the year 2000. And it has my autograph to him. I can't give that away, you know. It has way too much sentimental value. I can't, the words are inadequate to express to you, Katonwdepena and Mr666skulls, my sense of gratitude, and I feel blessed. I feel blessed. These exchanges and all of this, being involved in the vinyl community, maybe I'm admitting how much of a freako egghead I am, but this means this is a dream come true to me, to have an outlet to talk about my primary interest, music and records. Not only that, but meeting people around the world with the same interest in your own way, but like me, you're a music and vinyl lover. And even a bigger bonus, we're sharing the music, we're sharing with each other. People are giving me, and I'm giving away records. This is a dream come true. I'm just so thankful. Thank you so much, folks. And yeah, I still got a bunch of records that I bought that I want to show. I'm not going to do it here. I will quickly say that I got the 7th. I thought I had all the Radioheads. There's 7. I got the 7th one. And all of these remixes are badass. When it comes out as a single project, will I buy them all again? Yeah. Yeah, I will.